Farm to table. At Iowa Corn, we know this concept is more than just a trendy social movement. It's a way of life. And around here, the farm is never far away, and the table is always full. This day and age, people are finding it more important than ever to know where their food comes from, and we're excited to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the journey it takes, from our local farm to your dinner table.
Hey guys, Kristin here from Iowa Girl Eats, back again with another episode of Farm to Table with Iowa Corn. Now, it is a chilly day here in Edgewood, Iowa, where I'm visiting with the great people who run the internationally recognized and award-winning Edgewood Locker. Now, this is not your typical small town locker. Yes, it is a locker and it is in a small town, but what they've been able to accomplish here is pretty remarkable. Believe it or not, Edgewood Locker has been serving the folks of Northeast Iowa with corn-fed beef and other products for over 53 years. Today we will talk to Terry, owner of Edgewood Locker, and discuss why agriculture is so vital to the success of his business. We'll also talk about the history and the relationships he's built along the way. Now let's get inside and warm up. All right, Terry, well, thank you so much for having us out to Edgewood Locker today. And this place has been so busy all day, the entire time we've been here. So can you just tell me a little bit about the building, about the facility, how you got started?
Oh, sure. We actually built this facility in 1997. My parents started the business in 1966. And in the early 70s, my brother and I joined the business. And now, actually, 4 of our children are coming into the business. So I'll be the 3rd generation of the business. We've been very fortunate. My brother and now my nephew handle the smokehouse portion of the business, and they're very, very good at what they do. And so we've won numerous awards nationally and in Iowa. And then really exciting is just this past December, we won quite a few, like 9 gold awards at the international meat competition. So anyway, we're actually going to go to Germany and accept the awards. So it's that was pretty cool. And people do, yeah, they're just a plaque, but people do look at that and say, well, they must know how to do something right.
Absolutely, yeah.
So.
Now we're here with Iowa Corn, and so can you talk a little bit about why you're so proud to offer both corn-fed beef and pork products?
Oh, certainly. And in my mind, it's kind of weird to talk about because there really isn't any other kind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different options out there in today's world, but if it's not corn-fed beef and pork, we don't really even think about it much. It just because everything we do is
That's
good.
Just what it is.
It is what it is. Good beef and good pork is fed with corn.
Well, everybody likes good meat.
It just is, right?
Yeah.
How much does it matter to you that Edgewood Lockers uses local products and local beef, local pork?
Well,
Does that matter to you?
yes, it does. I'm 100%. Yeah, their dad taught them well.
Let's talk about the flavor benefits of corn-fed beef. We all know that more fat equals more flavor. So what role does corn-fed animals play in producing a really juicy, flavorful cut of meat?
Well, it plays the role. It really is the reason you have that well-marbled steak with flavor. And people like to talk lean, and you certainly want to be healthy and eat as lean as possible, but you got to have some fat in that steak, and even a hamburger. You got to have some fat in that hamburger to hold it together, to give it some good juicy flavor. Here we get to see all different types of animals, and not all of them are corn-fed. The ones that we process for different farmers. We process a grass-fed beef for somebody,
Sure.
or not to name names, but different types of fed animals, and they go through the line, and you look at it and like, man, that thing's got it. You know that thing isn't going to be good. Corn is what makes the economy in this area go. I mean, it's so many, like in Edgewood, we have actually 3 large elevators with huge amounts of storage. So it's just such a part of our life that it's just a day to day. You, in some way, shape, or form, you're dealing with something that deals with corn.
97% of farms here in Iowa are family owned. You know, how do you feel about these family owned businesses, and what does that mean to you?
Well, it's fun. I mean, like our family was, 3 generations have been serving the customers, and many of our customers and producers, we've had that same relationship with. Their dads used to come in, now the other kids are coming in, and their kids are coming in.
Been selling the Edgewood Locker probably for 25, 30 years. They probably get my best ones.
Yeah,
I kind of I know my son's already told me when we were picking them out, he says, boy, Dad, you're really picky on these today.
Save that one for Edgewood.
Yep, that's kind of what we do. And they'll call me up when they have an order of like 3 to 10, and then we'll line it up and bring them over.
Today's world, even more than ever, and it seems to get more every day, as people wanting to know where their meat came from. In our industry, for years, lockers were dying. Every town had a locker, and they're almost all gone. But now with this movement of knowing where your meat's coming from, you're seeing kind of a resurgence of that type of business.
Well, you mentioned Edgewood is a small town, around 800, but this place has been packed all day. And you said this might even be a slow day. So where is everybody coming from?
The average customer is probably driving an hour. It's not uncommon at all for people to drive 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours even. But I'd say between an hour and 2 hours is, a lot of these people in here today probably drove an hour at least. We don't take it for granted.
It's really nice that the communities around here the Edgewood Locker has a good name. It's nice to just have people come up and tell you, yeah, we got a beef from you, it's really good, and it's nice to just have that hometown feeling of closeness.
Now, it's been my experience that farmers are far too humble to discuss the fact that they are, feeding the world literally. So, can you talk a little bit about the global mindset? How truly Iowans are feeding the world with corn products?
It is. You sometimes don't think about it that way, or at least you get caught up in your day-to-day stuff. But it is very true. All of the corn and all of the corn byproducts are so necessary in that, and it's a huge honor, I feel, for the local farmers that they are part of that to feed the world, and it's a big deal. And so I think it's important to realize that this is where that comes from. It comes from right out there in that field.
Somebody's worked hard to make that product. It's not just there from a truck going to pick it up someplace. It came from somewhere. Most farmers, most of them grew up loving agriculture, so they feel a bond to the land just like our parents did. Once you're a farmer, you're a farmer. If you like it, you like it. You live and breathe it.
Well, what does it mean to you to be able to pass your farm down to your son? How does that make you feel?
Oh, to work side by side with him, just like my dad, I know he liked it. It's a good feeling to know that it's going to be kept going through the next generations, and you know how they take care of it. They know they'll take care of the land just like my dad did, and we try to, and we just try to do the best job we can.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I'd be lying if you didn't say you felt extremely proud. You don't want to you still every day, and I think that maybe is why we're successful. We still every day realize that, yeah, we're not that good. We can get better, and we need to, wait on that customer. Need to do the little things to maintain that. And so I think we concentrate on that, and I think that's one of the reasons why we've been successful, and we'll continue to be, because we're not going to forget it, and I know the kids aren't going to forget it either.
Well, thank you, Terry, so much for welcoming us to Edgewood Lockers and telling us about your wonderful business. We appreciate it.
Well, I so much appreciate you guys coming in. We appreciate Iowa Corn, because it is a big deal in this area and a big deal to us. So we're very happy you came, and glad to meet everybody.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Farm to Table with Iowa Corn. Check back to the Iowa Corn social media channels and join us on our next adventure, where we'll be giving you another behind-the-scenes look at how your food takes the journey from farm to table.